Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. And you can see I have a very rudimentary copyright claim on the tarot table. My little friend is still stealing my content. Thank you to those of you who are alerting me to it. I have reported it several times to YouTube. They haven't done anything about it. I have left comments on that channel. The comments have now been blocked. But anyway, I've spent some time today changing my watermark. You'll see my little watermark stamp's going to run through the video now constantly. And as I've tightened things up a bit, and I will of course show you this very basic but hopefully effective piece of paper from time to time on this channel. Surprise! And hopefully will stop the little friend and the little thief. Not the little friend. Let's remind you that it's Mad World Tarot here. We come to read tarot for fun and entertainment on the royal family. It's all speculation. It's all my opinion. I read archetypal energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. Please, of course, refer to it and form your own opinions on the topics I read on here. You can see that I have got the Edgar Allan Poe tarot on the tarot table today because we have a tale of mystery and intrigue. And it's good Edgar Allan Poe weather here in South Africa. It's pouring with rain. It's freezing. I've got a very indignant cat who's been out after a long sleep to do her business, and she's really, what is going on outside? She's come in looking really quite cross, and the dog is, of course, thinking it's wonderful, is sleeping outside in the rain. Anyway, so that's what's going on in my little world. Here on the tarot table, Edgar Allan Poe tarot, and we're looking at this juicy goss from H.G. Tudor. He's been dangling this carrot for a while that he's going to tell people on his channel, his YouTube channel, about his encounters, plural, with Meghan Markle, and he has just dropped the first video. Do go and watch it. It's very entertaining, even though you're left at the end. He's a master storyteller. You are left at the end dying for more. Where's part 2? So far what we know is that he met her in a bar, a sort of fancy place in London where media type people, sports people, models, those kind of people went to hang out. It was 2016 when she was on the scrounge for a British boyfriend. She was working her way through people. Well, she wasn't working her way. She was trying her luck with Ashley Cole, and there was someone else, I can't remember. Was it Matt, somebody or other? But not particularly lucky until, of course, she struck gold with Hapless, with Has-Been, Ginger Brat, Ginger Winger, whatever you want to call him. We're going to look at this, just a little fun 5-card reading to get me back in the mood. I got quite grumpy myself. We had a cross cat and we had a cross tarot reader trying to defend my little space, my patch, against the thief. The thief. So anyway, 5-card reading using the Edgar Allan Poe tarot. We're going to just have a quick look and see what the circumstances were. Meghan's point of view. We got as far as him debating whether to go over. She was making coquettish eyes at him. He'd been invited by someone to go over and have a drink with her, somebody he knew, an old flame of his. We can speculate who that might be. And we want to know, so what happened from Meghan's point of view? What happened from his point of view? How worried is Meghan that this might emerge? Or that this is emerging? We got the Ace of Cups there that just flipped out. You can see it. And how worried is she about this? I need to do one of these. And what are we going to find out? What are we going to find out? And we'll keep the piece of paper here, maybe. A couple more. Cards need some warming up. I haven't used them for a while. Okay, yeah, all right. Now they're flying. So there we go. Let's have a look and see a little 5-card reading. Maybe we'll take the piece of paper away for a while. We'll bring it back at a surprise moment when we feel like it, and see what's going on with Meghan and H.G. Tudor. The Tudor roast, as I'm calling it today. 5 cards. All opinion, all speculation, all fun, all energy. That's what we do here. And let's see what's going on. What is going on? Ooh, we've got a hanged man here. We got somebody who's in limbo, somebody who's stuck, somebody feels like they're being victimized and powerless. Just getting a slight sense, and I'm being sarcastic, that is not H.G. Tudor. That's Harry's wife, as he calls her. Harry's wife, who is hanging there in suspense, waiting for the axe to fall. I've mixed a terrible metaphor there. But you know what I mean. Dread was that hanged man. Absolute dread. Caught, stuck, about to be sacrificed. Very, very appropriate card. Thank you, universe, for that. Let's see the situation that the two found themselves in. We can speculate, of course. The situation that they found themselves in was Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is about establishment and sort of security and control. It's very much about who's got control of a situation. So we might find that they, when two alleged narcissists tangoed, whatever they did, there was some sort of who controlled the narrative, who was in charge of the story. And Four of Pentacles is the miser card, it's the greedy card, it's the wanting stuff and hanging on to stuff. So we know that she was in search of a British husband in the UK, a wealthy one, of course. She didn't want any old pom. That is wanting control, wanting financial stability, wanting to establish herself. And he sounds like he's quite a posh fellow, allegedly Eton and titles and all of that kind of stuff. So he might have been a good mark for her, she thought. Obviously it didn't work out that way, but then she found a better one. But that's about society and about establishment and about who can get me to where I need to go. That's the Four of Pentacles. Her point of view, what happened from her point of view? What was she after? What was she up to? Knight of Wands. Well, that's a very, although it doesn't look like it, it's a very sexual card, the Knight of Wands. Very. It's a card of... it can be quite promiscuous, a bit of a player energy. She definitely was keen for it. She was, as he said, quite coquettish. This is just the first video that he's released. She was definitely, again, you know, we're in a dark tarot deck. We're not, don't take that card literally, that's not how she was behaving. But it is a card of attraction, of traveling. The Knight of Wands travels, and she had traveled from the US to the UK, exploring new territories, looking for new excitement, new passion, new connections, new thrills, all of that stuff. So that's her energy. That's what she was ready for, what she was looking for, what she was available for. And of course, tarot for fun, speculation, all of that, in my opinion. Fluffy's marching up and down, wants to go back outside, can't believe what's happening. She's trying different doors and thinking that maybe if she goes out the front door it won't be raining. That sort of thing is going on. Poor Fluffy. Winter has come. How about him? The story from his point of view. And we got the Seven of Swords in reverse. That's somebody being exposed. The Seven of Swords. Upright, it's a thief, it's the trickster, it's a chess player, it's strategic, it's cunning, manipulative, playing dirty, getting away with things, running away, the Seven of Swords, but in reverse, exposed. He is going to expose her, and he might have almost immediately sussed her out, got her number, literally and figuratively possibly, figured it out and thought, I am going to, I know you, I know all about you, and so this is what's going on. It is amusing. It's putting me in a much better mood than I was half an hour ago. So thank you for that, H.G. Tudor. And let's see how worried she is about this story coming out now. She's having a bad week. Let's put it mildly. Knight of Swords. she could be lawyering up with that Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a very swift energy. It's a very it's strategic. Swords are always strategic and thinking ahead of everyone else, very clear about what they want, very driven. But it's swift moving, and because it's swords to me always in these royal readings represent lawyers, represent maybe a legal letter, maybe some sort of thing going on that she might try. She might clap back at this quite quickly. But she's definitely on the warpath, because it's a very aggressive energy. The Knight of Swords is not staying at home quietly and waiting for something to happen to you. It's being very assertive and very aggressive. So this is not, oh, I'm so anxious and I can't sleep and this is the end of the world. This is, I'm on it. I'm getting the lawyers on it. I'm getting a letter written. I'm going to do something. I'm going to take some kind of action to do something about this. What's the outcome of this going to be? I did want to know, what are we going to find out? But I think we can all figure out what we're going to find out with that Knight of Wands there. But anything universe wants to tell us, basically, what's going to happen? We've got the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is the single woman. And we can see a ship over there, and we can see her. It's interesting because she's traveled, this Nine of Pentacles, the single woman who has arrived, looking as if she's terribly affluent. And of course, we all heard the story of how many millions she had stashed away, and she was so successful, and she was Hollywood star, and blah, blah. We might find out that that's a bit of a falsehood. And not that we don't know that. We already know that. But Harry didn't know that when he married her. It might have been a shock to discover that the bank account was zero and Prince Charles had to pay for everything. That's my speculation, and I'm being snarky. But very much she's arrived, and she's arrived to feather her nest, the single woman. She's not arriving here in the genuine sense of looking for love and looking for a long-term relationship. She's looking to provide for herself so that she can go forward in her life very well provided for, very wealthy, very successful, very independent. So it's sort of very strategic move, this. And as people are constantly saying, if you go onto GB News and all those places where they talk endlessly about Harry and Meghan, it's now very widely known in royal watcher circles anyway, not the general public, but it's very widely known and acknowledged and accepted that Meghan, even before she married Harry, was planning to leave the royal family and get back on that ship and get back to the US with her prize. And there's a bit of a pirate energy in here, I have to say. A bit of a pirating. It's not scandalous. We're not going to be, oh my word, the horror of it all. We're going to have some fun because we've got the Knight of Wands there. We've got the Seven of Swords in reverse there. That there's some level of exposure and revelation and dodginess that's going to be revealed. But I don't think it's going to be terribly scandalous. But at the moment, this is the interesting card in the story to me. She is waiting to see what he says. And the minute she feels that her reputation, and Nine of Pentacles has got a good reputation, the minute she feels that her reputation is at stake, she's going to do something. She's going to, and it's going to be speedy. It's going to be pretty quick. So there's that. We'll have to watch the story and watch the space and watch that space as well. I got so carried away in the story I forgot. But anyway, I'll get better at remembering. That's the reading. Thanks for watching. I'm going to hop on to the next one.